This might be a long one, but that's okay. I'll make it into as many parts as I need to because it's important that I speak my truth and I share my voice. I've been silenced for so long, so it feels cathartic and necessary that now that I have my sovereignty, I use my voice and I speak my truth. A friend of mine, a fellow lightworker named Rob, he once shared something with me during one of the most traumatic and spiritually fortifying times in my life. The truth he shared resonated at such a deep and profound level that his words have been permanently integrated into my infinite perceptual lens. He said, "The things happening in your experience are happening for you, not to you." Throughout my ascension, and the more I've come into remembrance of who I am and what I've been called to do, the more this truth has revealed itself as an integral truth in accordance with divine timing and grand design. As I've previously shared in other videos, I'm neurodivergent and I have a special interest that drives my experience, shaking the subconscious mind into consciousness, also known as bringing what is hidden in the dark out into the light. With that knowing in mind, I asked myself what the potential significance of being born into a not-so-secret society of dark occultists who commit white-collar crimes and crimes against humanity has towards my purpose, path, and spiritual evolution, and the answer revealed itself immediately, that answer being everything. You see, one cannot exist without its opposite, and you cannot perceive that in which you yourself do not embody. The human ability to immediately conceptualize traits, characteristics, and behaviors in others stems from the recognition of experiencing those same traits, characteristics, and ways of thinking within your own emotional and cognitive body. In order for me to bring the darkness into the light, I had to be granted with the opportunity to collect enough data and recognize enough behavioral patterns and behavioral pattern information to cultivate a strong, informed, intellectual understanding of the energy I myself do not embody and therefore do not have an emotional understanding of. I would have needed to have had the same pre-existing emotional data and behavioral patterns within myself in order to be able to perceive the energy that I was surrounded by. There truly is a grand design, and I'm seeing my own very clearly. I was strategically birthed into the belly of the beast, directly into a sea of black hole energies, utilized as a divine honey trap for the dark, so that I could observe, explore, and collect the data, and move forward on my path, having mastered an understanding of the energy opposite of my own. I've survived and pulled data and wisdom from psychological, sexual, emotional, physical, ritualistic, institutional abuse, familial trafficking, illegal adoption, attempted murder, false POAs, and a laundry list of other federal crimes at the hands of this rogue Masonic faction of individuals who called themselves my family. But none of my pain was in vain. My enslavement was only a cloak fashioned around my person by an energy, an intelligence, a source beyond the comprehension of those who sought to oppress, trap, and hide me away, to be feasted upon by hungry vultures who viewed me as less than human, a battery, an object for gain, an experiment, a concept for entertainment purposes. But this experience has been my training, being forged through the fire and wielded it like a paintbrush. I was gifted with the opportunity to master an understanding of black hole energy, an invaluable well of knowledge and wisdom I would not have had gained had I not been touched, toyed with, manipulated by that very same energy. Had it not entered my line of sight and entered my energetic fields. I had to learn the energies these beings operate in, things like competition, revenge, domination, greed, envy, the desire to entrap and destroy, trick, steal, and kill another being. I've never felt those things. I have never thought or been driven to do those things to another human. And therefore, I could not naturally recognize these things in another. I could not and still cannot emotionally understand those energies. However, I am wholly curious and have always been this way. My desire to understand overrides all other desires. Forever the embodiment of my most valued question, and the same question I used to get hit in the mouth for all the time: why? I never stopped asking that question, though, by the way. It drives my experience, and through operating from this space, I have been collecting the necessary data, recognizing the behavioral patterns, the words, the actions, slowly building a mastered understanding of this opposing energy. Using the very same cognitive functionality I've used to gain a full informed understanding of myself. And just as I have done with my own internal blind spots, my shadows, once brought from the subconscious into a conscious awareness, I can take the time to understand it in totality and transmute the energy. I've done the same with this opposing energy. I've gained a deep understanding of it, and now the shadow that hosts and drives their black hole vessels has been brought out into light and is now seen. Once seen, the energy cannot revert back to being unseen, and this ushers in a responsibility to take action and correct, transmute, and transform the energy in order to bring about balance, order, and fairness. This is true for both internal and external shadows. The transmutation for this black hole energy that has infiltrated and corrupted so many of the social systems in our country that affect all who reside here consists of divine judgment, accountability, fairness, and justice. So you see, my being born into the Order of the Eastern Stars was no curse or coincidence. It was my training. It was necessary data and information and knowledge of this energy that I needed in order to see it, explain how it operates, so that I can share what I've computed with others, so that they can protect themselves and shine a light on it and remove any access that those operating in this energy may have to them. The universe, God, absolutely has a sense of humor. That inverted lens that these energies perceive through made them view me as prey, a victim, a slave, their property, when in reality I was and am their prophecy, their reckoning, and the reclamation of my bloodline. They did not isolate, enslave, entrap, brainwash, and traffic me because I am weak or insignificant. They knew of my strength before I was even aware of it. They knew of my significance. They knew of my return and the return that I would usher in and that I would carry out. But it was the very things that they did to try and keep me asleep to my own power and purpose that awakened me to it. The irony isn't lost on me. The physical abuse revealed that it was only safe inside of me. So I built a home there. The gaslighting, the lies, manipulation taught me that I am honest, moral, and have pure intentions and values, that I can and should always trust myself above men because my information comes straight from God, and God is truth. The isolation revealed that I am never alone, and I love myself and prefer my own company and self-exploration. It gave me the power to know thyself. The attacks on my finances, stability, and basic needs revealed to me how humble I truly am, that I am rich in spirit, and what I value isn't contingent on what I have materially. I can lose everything and remain balanced and happy, knowing I will gain it all back. Because I'm resilient, patient, and strong. If you are interested in listening to the rest of what I wrote, come see me on part 2. Bye. Welcome to part 2 of the Grand Design, where I'm sharing my Grand Design and how I became awakened to what it is and what mine looks like. and why I've experienced the things I've experienced in the ways that I've experienced them. Hopefully part 1 didn't have any issues uploading. When I share things that carry messages to this magnitude, technology tends to kind of try to bite back. But we'll see. So, moving on. I'm rich in spirit, and so even if black holes steal everything away from me, I am an energetic match to magnetize all that I need back into my experience. And their attacks revealed to me their strategies, operations, and faces. It revealed a door in which I could see. I could see those watching me, their shadows, and where their secrets lie. They created an opening where I could shine my light. The very things they did to bury me unearthed everything they've buried. That is cosmic irony at its finest. They triggered my remembrance. They brought my sight back online the moment they went after my babies. Big mistake. And now everything they've tried so hard to keep hidden, and the truth of what and who they truly are, and the inconceivable amounts of crimes against humanity they've enacted, it's all being brought out into the light, into the very light they worked so hard to contain, to extinguish. In making me their sacrifice, they sacrificed themselves. And anyone who has entered a contract with them, anyone who accepted a bribe or succumbed to blackmail, allowing their truth to be weaponized, trapping themselves in a disempowered state. Remember, black hole energies can only puppeteer those who are also hiding in the shadows. Speaking your truth and standing in your authenticity, it robs them of having any access to shadows that they can use to hold over your head and force you to do their bidding. Truth is how you take your power back. That's just one little tip if you are surrounded by or working for or in contract with any of these energies. They'll use your shadows, your shame, the things you hide to enslave you and make you complicit in their path of self-destruction, because that is exactly what you're agreeing to when you work with the black hole energies in my family. You are agreeing to self-destruction. In the Bible, there's a snake that tempts. That is a valid depiction of this energy. They'll sell you the illusion of gain, power, clout, riches. But it's temporary, stolen, and borrowed, and it only lasts so long as the illusion holds. Accepting money from these energies is not only transactional, it's contractual. A deal with the devil, a contract with the dark, that is upheld by you throwing your soul into their black holes for the comfort of temporary satisfactions of the flesh, until you too become a black hole. And therein, the pattern repeats, the cycle repeats. Just black holes sucking in and spitting out more black holes. Enslaving, turning what used to be I'll use our country for an example. America, the land of the free, is now a complete slave system because these exact types of energies have infiltrated every social system, every federal agency. They're everywhere. And people like me who've been strategically born or strategically placed within these secret societies, these government systems, these nonprofits, these churches. If you are someone who holds light and you see these black hole energies operating in your environment, you have a responsibility to shine a light on them and transmute that energy out of your space, because there's no room for that energy on this planet anymore. There simply isn't. There's no space here anymore for these energies to continue their slave system. All the black holes are filling up with the light of the sun, transmuting, rebalancing. There were a lot of crimes and attacks that were transpiring a year and a half ago to me and my children that I spoke out on. Information given to me straight from source. Speaking out escalated the efforts to silence me, discredit me, and erase me. You all tried to kill me. You gaslit me, slandered me, smeared my name, used the torture that you guys were enacting and my reactive abuse as proof of said mental instability. But this year, all of the irrefutable physical and digital evidence of these exact crimes that I was speaking on prior were made available to me, and also made available to the right officials. The same energy that granted me with the ability to see into the unseen then is the same energy that brought me the cold hard evidence and facts now. So that's what you're up against. You are, when you attack me or anyone else who is ushering in this rebalancing, you are literally standing 10 toes down trying to attack God. That's wild. Anyways, I saw what you were doing before there was evidence to corroborate the truth I innately knew. And now that the evidence is here, you are seen, and you are under judgment, and you will be brought to justice. No amount of projecting your own mental instability and shadows onto me will suffice or hold, because you do not have access to me. I'm sovereign. I own me. Actually, Source owns me. I'm an open and receptive channel for Source. I belong to God. You guys, I'm not your battery. I'm not your property, and you don't have access to my energy. My energy stays with me, and you are left with what was always yours. There's no escaping this accountability, this justice, for it is written, prophesies, and destined. I trust what I know because I know the source in which my information and knowledge is pulled from. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for the lessons, and now I leave you with your own. And Rob and Kelly, my beautiful, beautiful friends that are part of my soul tribe, I just wanted to say thank you so much for always being so supportive of me, for reminding me just by you guys existing and talking with me and being open and receptive to my experience from the beginning, even when no one else believed me and believed, you know, the things that were happening that I was seeing. When everyone turned against me, you guys didn't, because you're chosen. But because truth knows truth and real recognizes real. But just you guys existing and shining your light, it has shown me, or it has reminded me that I'm not alone. I'm not an alien. I'm not some anomaly. And I do belong here. I do matter. I do make sense. Actually, not only do I make sense, but I have a purpose here. And growing up different, because the whole like seeing things before they happen, or knowing information that I shouldn't know because I wasn't in the rooms where the information was shared and things like that. I've been doing that since I was a little kid, and I've gotten ostracized and attacked for it, for something that I can't even control. It's just something I can do. Unlike the family I come from, I don't do spell work or any of that stuff. I don't need to. The abilities I have, and the ability to see into the unseen or whatever, I was born like that. But I just want to say I love you guys so much, and I just thank you for your friendship and for existing and shining your light the way that you guys do. And to everyone else, I love you too. Thank you for being open to my experience, and I implore you to ask yourself, try looking at things through that lens of how are the things, the good, the bad, and everything in between that have happened in your experience, how do you think that might be happening for you instead of to you? Anyways, I'm sending you all so much love to the universe and beyond. Bye!